Hi, this is Kevin Trainer. Welcome to my tutorial on how to read a grading feedback form for one of the assignments in one of my courses. And this is a companion tutorial to how to read a grading rubric for one of these practice assignments in one of my courses. So this is for a practice assignment, and we're going to be talking about how to read the feedback sheet. So here's the rubric. If you haven't done that tutorial yet, please go back and give that a play. All right. Now, one of the key things here is just the kind of points we have in practice assignments. We have regular points, and we have content points, which is the work that you turn in. How complete is it? Did you use the right technique? All those kinds of things. Okay. And the deal is that if you hand it in on time and you do a good faith effort on all parts of the assignment, that you can get some help on your content points. So if we just go down to the bottom of our rubric, you'll see that in this assignment, which is pretty typical, the total available points of all types is 100. That makes sense. And this says this grading rubric allows for adjustments to be made to your content point score. The total number of content points available to be awarded on this assignment is 51. That's pretty typical. And adjustments of up to 36 content points may be made for submissions that have a low content point score and yet meet the following criteria. Assignment must be submitted on time. Work submitted must show good faith effort on all parts of the assignment. Okay, and this 36 point deal is pretty typical. And the way that this works out, as we'll see in due course, is if you hand your work in on time and you follow all the instructions about how to form your file and how to name your file and where to submit it to, and you make a good faith effort on all parts of the assignment, you'll get an 85. Okay, because you will get 36 content points, and you will get the points for it being on time. You'll get the points for it being a properly submitted file. That'll add up to 85. So let's look at two cases, okay? I'm not going to show you the case where the person gets 100. If you do everything well, you'll get 100, okay? Well, what about if you didn't get 100 and you need and you're going to get some help under this content point deal? Well, let's look, okay? Here's a case where first of all, as I often do in these practice assignments, I have a base point allocation. I spotted you 23 points. This isn't actually you. This is Jane Q. Scholar. Okay, she's my she's very popular as a test student in my things. So I spotted you. I spotted her 23 points. She got 100% of them. You'll notice that whereas in the rubric we have a list of requirements for each of these items under each of these sections, in the feedback sheet you only get a list of the requirements that you missed. And so since she made all the requirements, we don't even have a block for requirements that shows up. We just get the percent credit, 100, and then the calculated points, 23. Submission is a section, has two items, timeliness and file submitted. And again, these are not content points, these are regular points. So timeliness, there were 16 available points. Again, all the requirements were met. So Jane Q. Scholar earned 100% of them, 16 points awarded for timeliness. The file submitted, again, she met all the requirements, so she got 100% of 10 available points. Okay, and now we finally get into the content of what she handed in. And there were 3 exercises in this fictitious assignment. And exercise 1 is the first section of the grading form, and it's got 2 items, completeness and technique. And these are content points. Content in the sense that Jane is handing this in. This is the content that she handed in. That's how they're content points. So for completeness, she's got 8 available points. For techniques, 9 available content points. That adds up to 17. There were 3 of these in this fictitious assignment. 3 times 17 is 51 content points. That's pretty typically the total. Okay. Now, in this case, she had some trouble on the completeness for exercise 1. And you'll notice there's a block that pops up for missed requirements. Okay, so you only see the requirements on the feedback form if you missed them. Okay, so she got 50% for meets some expectations, so she got 4 points awarded for completeness. On the technique, she got 100%. You will notice that there's no block for the requirements because she met them all. We're going to save a little electronic ink. So 9 awarded for technique. Okay. And the other 2, she did fine. So in exercise 2, the completeness, she got all 8 available content points. In technique, she got all. Oh, she missed a bunch. So she missed 3 different things. So she didn't meet any expectation. So she didn't get any points. And again, we're seeing the requirements because these are the ones that were missed. Okay. And in exercise 3, we had the same problem. So she was having a kind of a rocky time here. Okay. But she did give us a good faith effort on all 3 parts. That's one of the assumptions here. So how do we add this up? So we get down to the bottom. Any particular section might have a comment block. So if we've had a comment about one particular part of what you handed in, there'll be a comment block that kind of looks like this. In this case, this is a comment block that applies to the entire assignment. So I said, great work on this assignment. Perhaps I copied that from the one where the person got 100. So this is a little maybe overly enthusiastic. So what did we get? Well, the content points earned were only 21. Okay. Because she had the good faith effort on all parts of the assignment, and because she handed it in on time, I gave her additional content points awarded, another 15 to get her up to 36. So that's the deal. Okay. The other points earned are for on time, 16. There for a proper file, 10. And there were the base points, 23. I spotted her 23 points. So those add up to 49. So all of these add up to 85. All right. So here's a case where she tried her best and came up a bit short, but she got the 85 deal because it gave us the opportunity to um, it gave her the opportunity to be ready to learn when we talk through the solutions. If you don't, if you're not, if you haven't tried it before we talk through the solutions, you're not going to learn anything from the solutions. I guarantee you. Okay? Okay, let's look at another case. This is a case where things went horribly awry. Oh, I just want to back up here. Oh, okay, so here's what Jane Q scholars should think about this assignment. One is she scored 85, so I mean she's got a decent chance at a decent grade still. So that's great. Students like that. I like that for students. The thing for her to pay attention to is on the final assignments, we're not going to have this boost. Okay, so how much did she get from the boost? Well, she got 15 points from the boost. Okay, so without the boost, she would have had a 70. Okay, and that's the thing that she ought to have her eye on. Where would have been without the boost, and what do I need to change in order to get up to really get the grade that I want on the final assignment, where I'm not going to be able to qualify for this help on the content points. This whole content point idea is not part of final assignments at all. Okay. Okay, so let's look at Jane Q, the scholar, having a worse day. Okay, and this is a case where she handed it in late. She didn't hand in a proper file, and she had trouble with the work, but she did. She had trouble with the work. Okay, so how does that work out? Well, let's look. The base point allocation, did she meet the expectations? Yeah, she handed it in within it being within the allowable late period. So I spotted her the 23 points. Okay. Submission, she missed the requirements for the on-time submission. She didn't get any points for that. She got a 0 awarded for timeliness. The file, she had a lot of problems with the file. She got a 0 does not meet expectations. She got a 0 awarded for file submitted. Okay? And then I think she gets the same grades as we just saw the last time. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This one gets pretty low. So the completeness, she gets a 0 score in exercise 1. The technique, she gets a 0 score. So this is like low scores across the board. Okay, so low scores for content across the board, 0 scores for content. Okay, so we come into that. You come into the end. Okay. So we've got this one. Content points earned, 0. Additional content points awarded. Why? Well, she made a good faith effort on all parts, but it wasn't on time. So there's no boost. Other points earned. Well, the only other points that she got here were the points I spotted her. So she got a 23. That was a disaster. And thus my comment, please contact me regarding additional help. Now, I want to show you one more case. These are all my test cases for this thing. Okay. What if you get high scores, you're on time, but you don't hand in a good file? Okay. What happens? So I call this case high content, on time, non-conforming. Okay. That's our good friend Jane Q. Scholar again. She gets the 23 points because she handed it in on time, actually. Submission, she gets 16 points for handing it in on time. The file, she had some problems with the file. I don't specifically say what, but it did not meet the expectations. So she got 0 there. But when you get down into the work, she got all the points available for the work. So she got 100% on completeness and 100% on technique for all 3 of the exercises. So, how does that work out? Well, let's look at the end. The content points earned are 51, so she earned all the content points. Additional content points awarded, well, she didn't get any because she didn't need any. Okay. Other points earned, she got 39 out of 49 because she missed 10 for not having a properly not having a proper file submitted. It was either named wrong or it had the wrong format or something like that. So she got a total of 90 points. The only thing that she missed was the 10 points for the file. Now, when Jane looks at this, she looks at the 90, okay, and then she goes, well, what does that mean for how I'm going to do on a final assignment? Well, I don't have any points that I'm picking up on a boost, right? So all I have to do is to learn how to turn things in on time, and I'm going to get 100. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So that's how to read these things. This points boost on content points. It's only available for practice assignments. It's not available for final assignments. And I'm hoping this all makes sense. Of course, I'm always available to answer your questions. So I'll say bye for now. Bye-bye.